folks, Bridges here. This is the follow-up to 1.2.5 Sketches, Extrusions, Revolutions, Oh My. This is, we are going to take the part that we just made for 125 and we are going to create a drawing of it. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your part is saved. It's a good habit by going File, Save. Mine wasn't saved, so I'll just call it 1.2.5. Hopefully you've already done that. So now you can see my screen, and I'm going ahead and saving this 1.2.5. Now, you'll notice once you save, the save button becomes grayed out. So if you ever go to try to save and the save button is not there, that's why. It's already up to date. Okay. Another thing to notice when you go to save, you'll notice that there's a location. It's what's called a project. Okay. And yours, I think by default says admin project. I'm totally fine with you saving all of your things in the location admin project. Just think of a project as like a big containing folder. So if you have a bunch of parts that go to a certain thing, like a project, you can make a new folder, but it's called a project. Does that make some sense? Okay, if not, don't worry about it. So we've got our part saved here. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a new drawing of it. So to do this, there's a couple ways to do it. Probably the easiest to remember is go to File, and we're going to come down here to New Drawing. And we want our drawing to be of the design, not of the animation. So we went to New Drawing from Design. Now it's asking, what do you want to be on your drawing? We're going to say the full assembly, which is all of the parts. And we've only got one part, so that makes sense. Okay, we want to create a new drawing. There is no template that we're using just yet. We will do that next week. The standard, this is a good chance to talk about the standard and the units. Okay, well, the units that we built this thing in was millimeters. So it's probably a pretty good idea to have your units be millimeters. The standard, we want to change this to ASME. We want to do that every time. ASME stands for the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. And what that means is we project our orthographic projections, something called, I believe it's called third person. It means we're looking at it from the front, top, and right side, and those items are showing up in those specific locations. So this is going to be quick because we're running short on time in class. Our sheet size by default is 17 by 11, which is twice a normal printer paper. Okay, let's change it. You know what? Let's leave it for now. We'll say okay. We'll deal with all this another day. So all we changed on here was standard. We changed it from ISO to ASME. It does take it a second to populate the sheet, to create the drawing of this part. Give it a few seconds. I'm going to pause my video. So it took about 30 seconds or so on my computer, which is more than it usually takes. That's okay. What we can see now is it's got the part following my mouse around. And it's got a title block. This is called a title block in the lower right-hand corner. Please note that a title block usually goes in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, it wants me to place the base view. In this particular view, on this paper, this size is kind of small. I kind of like if my drawing were to take up a little more space here. So I'm going to scale it. I'm going to go over here and change my scale. Right now it's full scale, which is real size 1:1. I'm going to scale it up and make it double size. I'm going to call it 2. And look there. It lets me it's twice the normal size. I'm going to go ahead and place that view right there. And that is my base view. That's my front view. I can verify that it says front right there. And when I press OK, it puts it on there. Now we want to project off of that main view. So we're going to go up here on the top. We're going to click on Projected View. Click that once. And it's asking which view would you like to project off of? What's the parent view? Well, that's our main view. So we'll select that. Well, we want to make a top view, so we'll just go up. We'll go up top, and we'll place the projected view right there. That's one. We also want the isometric. So we'll scooch over to this side, and we'll place that one right here. You like that? Isn't that pretty neat? When we're all done with our views, we'll click the check mark. That's it, folks. Oh, a couple more things. Do you see how the hidden lines are showing up on here? That's great. That's for where the bottom edge is chamfered. We can see this edge, this corner right here with that hidden edge. But we don't want our isometric to contain those hidden lines. So do this. Double click on your isometric view and let's change our options. Let's change the style right up here to shaded. Let's all choose shaded. I double clicked on my isometric view and I chose the shaded option. And now I'll click close. That looks pretty nice. The only thing left that we have to do is to put some dimensions on there. We're going to use the dimension tool right here. And we're going to start putting our dimensions on there. Now for now, you can copy off of what your drawing says because we haven't learned all the dimensioning guidelines or dimensioning rules just yet. Okay? Eventually we're going to know what these rules are. There are a couple things missing, and that is I believe the center mark. So I'm going to go under dimensions and I'm going to choose, you guys see it anywhere? Center mark? I don't see it. It's under text. It's not, it's under geometry. There it goes. I'm going to choose center mark and choose right here. And folks, I believe that's it. Anybody seeing any missing dimensions here? You see some location dimensions. It's supposed to say the distance from the center to the bottom of the square should be 5. And the same in the horizontal dimension. Just a second. That's a little cramped right here, so I'm going to bring this 10 down a bit. I think that's all, folks. If your drawing looks like this, then you've done a great job. Thanks for watching.